defenseless. Punk is helpless. A stop the Punk. A cover by Rollins. Oh my God, Rollins is the World Heavyweight Champion. Here is your winner and new World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins. John Cena with Cody on his shoulders from the second rope. Cena looking to power Cody up. John Cena with an avalanche AA to the middle of the ring to retain the championship. Cody kicked out. What? Holy shit! Oh my God! It's the Beast! It's the Beast! The Beast is back! Brock Lesnar! Brock Lesnar! Brock Lesnar! And that's SummerSlam! Oh my God! Hell has come to the Meadowlands!
Hello, friends, listeners, and newcomers. It's me, Eric B. They call me the Raw Dog, and you are listening to the Hub Sports Entertainment Network. And tonight, you are tuning in to the SummerSlam recap, folks. What a weekend it was, a historical SummerSlam for the WWE, and I got to talk about it. And I would be completely bored and just lonely if I wasn't joined by somebody and something. So first of all, joining us from the Smack Daddies, coming in all the way from the East Coast on a run-in, it is Brad, the dad. Brad, say what's hello, say what's up, whatever you'd like to say to the fine folks there.
Say what's up to the fine folks out there. I totally just stole Randy's gimmick. I'm here. Speaking of stealing gimmicks, I'm here for some SummerSlam shenanigans. Let's go. And all the way from the East Coast with foolishness and warm weather. And I'm an hour later than you guys, although this is not bad. The days of one night SummerSlams that went on till 2 a.m. are in our past, boys.
12-hour SummerSlams have turned into 12-plus man or women matches, however you want to look at it. But also, I am joined by my puppy in crime, my PIC, the man in the chair himself with bananas on his derriere and no health, I guess. I don't know, that was really bad. But it is Randy C. Randy, can you bark at the folks?
Barking at the folks. My son asked me what procrastinate means. I said, I'll tell you later. Bonus! Mock me is worse than sinning. Hey, everybody. Hey, Eric B. Hey, ooh. Brad, Dad. It's me, Randy C. And I'm only joking. Just a little inside joke between the three of us. But as usual, we are powered by something. We are powered by interiorplants.ca. Want the natural solution to a healthier and more beautiful business and home environment? That's interiorplants.ca. The King of Print, offering and providing the best for your printing needs. Go to www.kingofprint.ca, the official printing company of the Hub Sports Entertainment. Pure Fandom. Pure Fandom is your one-stop pro wrestling and lucha libre memorabilia shop located in Toronto, Canada. Their Instagram is Pure Fandom Shop and Pure Fandom Shop 416. Go to their YouTube at Pure Fandom Shop 416. Again, the best in lucha libre memorabilia. the Smack Daddies. Brad the Dad's here tonight, and I'm very happy. We haven't been together for a while. Go listen to them, www.thesmackdaddies.ca, as well as here on the Hub, Sports Entertainment. Just go to any podcasting platform. Either look up the Smack Daddies or look up the Hub Sports Entertainment. You'll find them both. And last but not least, the handshaking team. A lot of cheap heat this week. One wheel of misfortune. LGN is back in style. Join Eric B on Facebook.com/The Handshaking Team as he gives you the best in raffles and prizes. That's the Handshaking Team with Eric B. He has the Hulk Hogan LGN this week, I think. Pre-order. Raffling off. You should have said yes. And finally, Chiquita Bananas. Because why? They are the best, and they are for eating. Thank you, Greg. And why, Monroe?
Monkeys never claps.
No, they never cramp. Hey, guys, it's SummerSlam weekend. It's over. It's done. 2 nights of wrestling. How is everybody?
You know what, Randy? I didn't cramp up either because I got through those 2 nights fairly easy. Fairly easy. Not too many hang-ups. Just a couple of feathers on the floor every now and then that we had to clean up, do a little bit of maintenance. And it really was just a beast of a night tonight. Brad, what do you think?
I think this was the better of the 2 nights, and I'm happy we're doing this after night 2 and not after night 1, or both, because night 2 ended with a bang, just like night 1. And I think that's going to be the story of the 2-night SummerSlam, is leave them wanting more. The only way this would have been better, Eric, is if they would have brought up the little logo in the corner, and then things would have happened.
Yeah, you know what? There was definitely there was no predictability though to what happened at the end of tonight. But there was definitely that gap there where they left something open and you were waiting for it to hit. And I think everybody was waiting for, some different letters that involved kind of who showed up anyways. Maybe it rhymes with, ROCK or something like that. But hey, we still got some pretty good surprises and a fun night. Randy especially just enjoyed the hell out of Lyra Valkyria coming to the ring with no wings. She did not fly herself out there. They continue to listen to our show here at WWE, and you know what? We're going to give you guys kudos for that, including, but not limited to, how the first night broke down. So should we get right into this, guys? It's a little bit late here on our end, and I know it's even later for Brad. So should we just break down night 1 as fast as possible and get into night 2 right after that? What do you think?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, so let's just rapid fire the results and follow it up with a question. That's what we're going to do. So first match of the night on night 1, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. The win goes to Jey Uso, gets the pin on Bronson Reed. A little bit of revenge. Randy, little bit of video going around on the internet right now of Braun Breaker limping his way out of the ring. After what these fellas have done to us these last couple of weeks, what do you think about this, brother?
Yeah, I have no clue. Kayfabe has a different name, and it's named Kathleen. Yeah, the video's going around, him getting helped from the back by 4 different referees. I enjoyed the match a lot, but yeah, God knows what's going on right now.
What's it like to see Roman yeeting all the time here, Brad? What do you think of the tribal chief doing some tribal yeets?
And that cracked me up last night. But I love the fact that he can't do it right, so he gets pulled out of the ring and screwed over. But I got to give it to Braun, the team of Braun, because they were, when they were on offense, it was great. When they were selling, it was great. They carried that match last night because you could tell Roman was doing a little bit of the napping in the middle, but it was still a great match. It had a great ending. I was a little surprised that the Brauns didn't win, but they don't need it.
Shout out also to Braun Breaker for pulling up the straps and pulling them back down again in a hilarious and maniacal fashion. The guy just continues to look like a complete maniac in the ring, and he's got a lot of gas in the tank. A lot of wins coming up for him at SummerSlam, so it doesn't really matter that much. Moving forward,
can I give it a match rating though for real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Max rating.
Three banana out of 5. 3 banana. That's a passing. It was just fine. Sorry, go ahead. Bye.
Okay, no problem. Charlotte, Alexa Bliss versus the Judgment Day. It is a win here for Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. Randy, our precious Judgment Day loses some of their gold.
Yeah, that was weird to see. I was really hoping and praying for him to win, but it was a good match. Roxanne definitely looking like a star that she is, bumping and selling everywhere. And don't get me wrong, Charlotte looked great. Everybody was behind everybody in this match. Our poor Judgment Day lose, but they definitely looked good. Just, I guess you're going to get some time to highlight Charlotte with everything that's going on with her right now and Alexa Bliss, because where can they really go? You know what I mean? They're top stars with tag team championships. It's very, very crowded up top for the women's heavyweight championship.
Well,
And
that's the question I posed for Brad too, right? Is what like happens now for Charlotte and Alexa Bliss? Even during this match, they were still flirting with the idea that they're maybe going to break up or they're not good friends or anything. We're not real friends. What's next for these two?
I would say that we're going to get eventually a turn, but they'll hold it for a month or two just so that they say that they did, and that'll fuel the feud that will put one of them, I suspect, will be on your show at the end of the feud, and one will be on mine. And maybe they turn Alexa because Charlotte, it's hard to hate Charlotte. At some point where we'll all sit down and we'll talk a little bit about something Greg's actually willing to talk about, which is the fact that sorry, Greg, I love you. But yeah, like the Unreal show that was on, like she is a face. If you watch Unreal, she is a made face. And we haven't even talked a little bit about the interview she did where she talked about her struggles with fertility and and a divorce. And it sounds like she's gone through it. So I'm glad they gave her the title. And don't worry, before Miss Hot Buns comes back, you boys will get your titles back on Raw.
There you go. We like it. We like it a lot. Trust me. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross.
Wait, hold their
Oh,
horses.
sorry. I keep it. This is my
3.25.
gimmick.
3.25 bananas out of 5. 3.25 bananas out of 5. Really good match. Way to
All
go,
right,
Roxanne.
we're still passing. We're still passing here. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Hot take here, Brad. The wrong guy won. Sami Zayn got the win here, and it was the wrong guy.
I agree, except it looks like Karrion Kross may be out of WWE. So that is the rumor floating around is that his contract is up soon. And so if he's leaving, then he has to put over Sami, unless this is the long burn for his eventual heel turn and Scarlett and Sami and Karrion as a faction of some kind. Because the problem is we have a lot of faces now that John Cena's turned back onto the light side. So we need some heels. Although they're doing a pretty good job of finding some heels. Randy, would you have done anything different other than maybe not had the show at all?
Well, I would have had Karrion Kross win. It doesn't make a difference who is leaving or not. The crowd was all behind them. Don't get me wrong. Even with both of them, their entrances, there wasn't much reaction to it, and it's unfortunate. But yeah, it would have been better maybe for the SmackDown beforehand. It did fill in, I guess, some of the time last night. And it wasn't too long last night as well. But I definitely would have had Karrion Kross, no matter what the situation, because it only benefits him. How does it benefit Sami Zayn?
Well, Sammy's going towards the world championship now. That's really all it is. He's going to go after Seth and he's going to challenge him on Raw, and that's what's going to happen. Anyways, I think the wrong guy won as well. Next match.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
Wait.
2 bananas. 2 bananas out of 5 because of Karrion Kross losing, which is a failing grade.
That's our first fail. That is the first fail of the night, and we are riding here in the background, as you can hear. All right, talking about riding in the background, it is Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill, and the prettiest moonsault ever gets the win here for Tiffany Stratton. Brad, a lot of people on the internet are talking about Tiffany Stratton's debuts at WrestleMania and SummerSlam being a little mediocre. What are your thoughts on it, pal?
I thought she did great. I thought the match was as good as she could do, given that Jade was her dance partner. And the ending looked absolutely amazing. And kudos to both of them. Is it the best women's match of the weekend? No. But do I expect 2 women who are relatively young into the wrestling career to be able to pull off the best match? And they hid some of the things that Jade can't do well. So And good on them for keeping the title on Tiffy. They threw up the factor in the post show last night. Randy, did you know that she's the longest reigning champion in WWE currently?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, good point there, Brad. But she deserves it. 4 years in the business, looking like a star. Jade actually, I think, has been in it longer if you really count all the training and everything. And Tiffany just looking so much higher on an elite level compared to Tiff, anyways. Sorry, Jade, anyways. But I was really happy that Tiffany kept it. I don't know what happens with Jade next is the question. But it was a little disappointing to me. I like seeing Tiff. Tiff's so good, right? And she's, like you said, dancing partners. You're only as good as your partner, right? You're only as strong as your weakest link. We did see a lot of women wrestling matches this weekend that had great partners. And this was probably one of the weakest matches of the weekend for women anyways.
And it seems like that is kind of attached with a lot of Tiffany Stratton's matches. And that's why I'm saying it, right? So maybe it's that she doesn't have the strong enough partner on the SmackDown brand as far as the female roster goes, but I think that she does. It just that has to show itself. Brad, bonus question here. Who's next for Tiffany? She's gone ahead and she's dispatched Nia Jax, Jade Cargill, the Queen herself, Charlotte Flair. Who is left for her to take out?
Bianca should be healed up any day. And I think Bianca coming back. And you can play the double face, or you can have Bianca turn.
There you go. Randy, I'll give it to you this time, buddy.
I'll just barely give it a passing rating, a 2.75 banana. A 2.75 banana out of 5. Thank you, Eric, for allowing me to do that.
Hey, everybody gets one. Everybody gets one. All right, going forward, talking about everybody gets one, or maybe more than one, it appears. Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre took on Randy Orton and Jelly Roll himself. Jelly Roll took a frog splash here for the loss here to his team. Logan Paul getting the victory, and then Logan Paul also doing a Stone Cold-esque cheers with 2 bottles of Prime. Jelly Roll eating that splash like a champion. Randy, Jelly Roll potentially is going to be doing some more matches with the WWE. From what you saw at SummerSlam, is that something that you think that's good for pro wrestling fans, or is that good for WWE business?
It's all business, brother. Unfortunately, it's all business. I'm not saying I'm not a Jelly Roll fan, and I get why they put him in there. To me, I think it was a waste of Logan Paul, Drew, and Randy Orton in the long run of it. But I really didn't like this match at all, and just putting him in there for the sake of putting a celebrity in there. Sorry, Jelly Roll, but I believe there was a lot better celebrities out there than what you've tried to portray. And I'm not saying that he hasn't worked hard. I always give a good big kudo for working hard. So good job of working hard. But maybe I'm just because I don't know your music, or maybe I'm not a fan. Maybe I'm not your demographic. I have no clue. But I just didn't enjoy it probably as much as everybody else did.
There you go. There you go. I don't think there's anything wrong with that too. Ultimately, he is there in a celebrity spot, and we've been really completely geez, what's the word I'm looking for? We've been spoiled by celebrity appearances recently. When you think of Logan Paul being a champion in WWE as a celebrity, and when you think about Bad Bunny before that as well, really just going into the character and being able to do these matches, and then his incredible entrance in Puerto Rico, Jelly Roll might not compare to that. And again, he might not have the natural God-given talent that somebody like Logan Paul has too. So, with that being said, I thought that it was okay. I thought it was all right. All right. And I'll give it an all right. I will give it an all right. But, Brad, if Jelly Roll is to stick around, who's he going to take on next?
He needs to get his win back against Logan Paul, obviously. Like, that's the most important thing. No, actually, I hope he just walks people to the ring and occasionally puts people through tables. That's all he needs to do. And if this was all just to get the man to lose the weight, because the reports are is that he got himself below 3 bills for this match. He lost close to 230 pounds during, like, a person. So if that's what this was all about, was to motivate the man to lose the weight, then this was worth every moment. And yeah, but what kind of fever dream does it feel like before we get Randy's rating for this match? What kind of fever dream was it that Logan Paul and Jelly Roll were both wrestling on a PLE in 2025?
Oh, if you talk honestly, if you even talked about Logan Paul wrestling, 3 years ago, it would have been crazy to people. If you would have thought of Logan Paul getting, not only on screen as a wrestler, but into multiple WrestleMania matches and giving people good content too. Like, there's never a Logan Paul match that you watch and you're like, oh, that sucked. That guy wasn't there. He's green. The guy just seems to naturally have it. Just the craziest thing about him. Anyways, Randy, give me your rating, brother. Bananas.
2.25 bananas out of 5. Jelly Roll or not losing that. Unfortunately, I just didn't enjoy it. I agree with everything that Brad said, though. Like, a lot of accomplishments
Was it the gear? Was it the jelly gear that
No.
got you going?
No. It just, I don't know. It's
He
just,
rolled out of bed in a black shirt and they threw him in the ring. I thought
It's-
that was a little weird, actually. I was just like, you can make him look a little better. Anyways, all right, guys, going to the main event here. It is CM Chick Magnet Punk himself versus Gunther, the man formerly known as Walter. And really, what we see this entire match is Gunther just beating the absolute turd out of Punk, just destroying him to the point where his chop has drawn blood on the skin of CM Punk. And somehow CM Punk does the unthinkable, gets the win, becomes the first man ever to hold world titles in AEW and WWE. What an amazing night for CM Punk fans. Randy, were you elated, brother?
Oh, it was great. I was elated. I was elevated. No, it was great. I enjoyed this match tremendously. Um, see him Punk coming out. Look, a clobbering time, Fantastic Fourish. I didn't know if Brad was going to say it because I know he likes to talk about Fantastic Four. Sorry, Brad, if I did steal it on you.
Nope.
But I enjoyed it. Gunther always looking good. Gunther looking a little vulnerable. CM Punk. This was the match that CM Punk getting the crap beat right out of him. Up until now, this was like a good old butt beating. So I enjoyed it. I don't know. Whoa, what was that? Sorry, I apologize. Brad, what do you
Yeah, Brad.
Just breaking the place. He's
CM
putting
Punk.
people through tables. It was great.
Yeah.
It was a great match. It was like a classic Bret Hart style match, and the best part was the cherry on top, which was the ending, because that I learned from all those years ago to always stay until the very end of a show, as I've never lived down the fact that I missed CM Punk's return because I went on to do a podcast. But I was there going, come on, CM Punk's not going to win. And I think people like, there were people like John Pollock over a post who's been saying that this was a work the whole time. So, yeah, I think I think that it got out in the world, but to the credit of Seth Rollins, boy, oh boy, did he sell this until the very last second.
Yeah. I think John Pollock said it. I think there was somebody else who said it locally to the network too. But that's it. That's neither here nor there, right, Randy? Neither here nor there.
Well, congratulations to you, Eric B. Yes, Pollock did announce it the Thursday before Saturday night's main event. But Eric was talking about it a couple weeks before. Imagine if, like you said earlier, Brad, I can't wait to listen to you and Greg review Unreal if you can. Kayfabe has a different name. That's all I gotta say. And
Absolutely.
now bringing in reality, now fully into it, it swerved me. The only thing I don't like getting swerved on are death, politics, or injuries.
Injuries.
I don't like that because a match was changed. But if you listen to us on Monday, I said, or no, I didn't even say this on air, did I, Eric? Me and you were talking about it afterwards. I said the match ended differently. Normally when somebody's injured, the match would have just finished. The next would have went up, it would have went blanked out. Seeing it back now and watching Unreal, right? The match continued. Now the only person that knew probably in that ring was Seth Rollins, right? And Triple H out back or whoever out back. LA Knight did not know what was going on during that match. Now, the only problem I have with this swerve is if you're doing injuries and stuff like that now will the talent think, like, is this for real? This right? Like, even going back and forth? Because if you're talking to your dancing partner in the ring and you're not telling them what's going on, there could be a problem there. That's my only issue. That's why you never do it for injuries.
He could make it up to him though, because what if one of the first people in line to get a title shot is L.A. Knight.
Yeah, there's a lot more to this too, and also keep in mind, LA Knight just kind of showed up on the brand out of nowhere, almost like a plant, almost like Paul Heyman paid him to come over, start this whole thing with Seth, and then go to Saturday night's main event, and just trick us. Honestly, WWE did the best job that they've done in a very long time of completely swerving the fans to the point where I was standing up and I was just like air punches, man. I was like, this is great. Even the way that they had Seth come out and tease at first that he really was injured, and it wasn't like the immediate I'm gonna drop the crutch thing. Tell me that you thought that he wasn't like I thought he was gonna walk away, and I was gonna be like, okay, that's how they're gonna handle it, right? Maybe he really is injured. But as soon as those crutches dropped, and as soon as that knee brace came off, and as soon as he started walking towards the ring, that was what the kids like to call today pure cinema. So, Randy, give me a rating for the entire main event, including the cash in.
A 3.75. A 3.75 bananas out of 5 for this cash in. Shame on you, Seth Rollins, for fooling your child for 3
Seth
weeks,
Rollins,
4 weeks.
Becky Lynch posting a video online of Seth Rollins walking along with his kid in crutches. Seth, you genius. This is just incredible. Everything that they did was incredible. Even the backstage afterwards with Becky being like, I lied. Just incredible.
Father of the Year. I'm telling you, he follows into the legendary footsteps of Dusty Rhodes, who totally worked Cody when that dastardly heel Ric Flair broke his ankle. So
Or Stu Hart, who you literally just used to beat the shit out of Brett all the time.
You guys are monsters praising people that are lying and mocking their children.
Okay,
You guys are monsters.
I'm gonna ask you a serious question then, Randy.
Seriously.
I got a serious question for you. Did you tell your kids there was a Santa Claus?
I didn't tell them it wasn't. How's that?
I 100% never told my kids there was a Santa Claus, and in fact, by the time they were 5, I told them it wasn't, because we just didn't play into the mythology. That was not how we did that. So either you go crazy like I did, or you work them. You work them the whole way through.
You work an injury, a leg break. What's next? Cancer? No, I'm sorry. That was too far. I apologize. But no, like, this is no. All right. But okay. I get it. We got swerved. Everybody was right. I was wrong, definitely. And don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. Everything fit into place. The Unreal episodes that came out, everything that WWE is doing, again, swerving us in different ways. I enjoyed
your biggest red herring to this being a swerve is that there was never ever an actual release of an injury or an MRI being done or anything. Seth Rollins has this and he will be out of action for this. The whole time it was he will be gone for a long time. And a long time can be 3 weeks, folks, because that's really what this was. It seems like it was longer than that. It really does, but it's crazy that it was only that short a time. And yeah, they did a lot to hype up SummerSlam in the short amount of time that they did here for that night one.
So
Boys,
night one, I give a 3 banana out of 5. A full 3 banana. It's passable. It was a glorified Raw or SmackDown. That's about it. But it's passable.
Or a really good Backlash.
well, this is why we go into another discussion too, guys. Of ultimately, we're never going to see 2 night SummerSlams go away after this. The money is there, the revenue is there, and they're never going to stop that for the business. But how much does it hurt fans going forward if we are handcuffed into 2 nights of a mega event? How mega can we make it?
You know what? If you really wanted to, you could have avoided the spoilers and you could have got your buddies over tonight, started at 6 o'clock my time or 5 o'clock your time, had put the barbecue on, sat on the deck, watch night one. And if you skip all of the recaps and the promos, you probably would have caught up just in time to watch the main event live for the night two. Like,
Why would you want to do that? You had so many good commercials. I want to go out and get Revlon. I want to get Revlon eyeliner. I saw celebrities like the drumstick drum, like this ice cream cone. Why? Why would you want to? I get it, Brian.
And
You should
and
definitely do
and
that.
Tigger Lily Gold as well. Tigger Lily
Yeah,
Gold is there,
geez.
folks.
and vodka that costs us 35% more now in Canada.
Oh,
Brian,
geez.
I think we should have a barbecue.
Yeah, we got to do it. We got to do it. All right, going forward, guys, let's do night two. Should we break down night two, or as a lot of people are calling on the internet, the quiet night? I saw a lot of people saying that the fans were quiet. I didn't really pick that up on my side. I was also watching on my laptop outside, but quiet night, guys? Yes or no?
I don't think so. You, Brian?
I'm shaking my head going no. And there was more people there. Like there were 60,000 there tonight and there was a little over 53,000 there the night before. I would say it was about the same, but the wrestling the first night, I would say there was a lot of big spots and big moments. But when they had the big moments tonight, like when when the ladder match happened tonight, there was huge noise. When we get our surprise at the end of the night that we've been alluding to this whole time, there's a huge noise.
Yeah, and then also the main event too, there is multiple massive pops reactions to kickouts. Like there's a lot of noise tonight. So I didn't really see it myself while I was watching it. But anyways, we're going to start off the night fast and furious, as hot as possible with a Raw Women's title. It is Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky versus Naomi. Naomi is as hot as she's ever been in her career, and really, this is like a very Naomi match. Naomi is in control of the majority of this match and just really getting on all of her offense on Rhea and Io Sky here. Randy, were you surprised to see Rhea on the opposing end of the brutality for a change?
No, no, not. I don't know. This has been real. That's a good question. I don't believe so. Um, Io Sky's been on fire. Naomi's been on fire with her offense. Naomi's been on fire or smarter than she's ever been on that aspect. But
Yes.
Io giving dishing out a lot too tonight. Three really underrated. Two out of the three are really underrated. Rhea Ripley has always been a star and on a high level, but Naomi just proven again and again, week after week. Where was she 2 years ago? Why wasn't she like this? Because she is a star.
They were forcing her to be a babyface, and by forcing her to be a babyface, especially during her TNA time, you saw a terrible character, a character that I talk down about all the time. I was like, what is this? It's unbelievable. She can't talk. She's not on the mic. And now they have completely just unleashed her. They've let her loose. They've given her the creative control, ability to do what she wants to. And also seeing her getting walked out tonight while her dad is playing the guitar as she's walking to the ring. That's a pretty cool moment. I never knew that before. I didn't know that her dad opened for like these major bands and stuff like that, but here he is. So it kind of puts a cool connection to her whole new theme song too. It's like not only for the character, she's actually been around rock and roll for a long time. Anyways, talk about Naomi as much as possible here if we want to, because her character work has just been incredible. But Rhea Ripley, as far as what she can do in the ring and really just being a general through this entire match later on, especially in the second half of the match, the things that she's able to do is crazy. The riptides, the super riptides, and everything looks safe. Everything looks really safe. And Io also is kind of an afterthought in this match, but it's not at all because of what she's doing in the ring. Brad, why is Io Sky so criminally underrated?
Because she doesn't talk well. And that's 100% what it is. People forget because she doesn't have the promo skills. I mean, she has great promo skills. I think she has a ton of charisma, but she doesn't speak English as a first language. So her promo is going to always limit her a little bit. The other thing is she's short. Like, and I think people, it's there's a height thing that goes on in wrestling where smaller wrestlers don't get the credit they deserve. But this match was three of the best wrestlers in wrestling, and somehow their triple threat at SummerSlam I think is superior than the triple threat at WrestleMania, because Naomi she adds a ton to this match. I think she's better in ring than Bianca, and having the really defined heel in this match helped this match a great deal.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And then talking about Io's size, she threw out a power bomb at one point in the match that people were just going completely crazy for. Nuts. But like I said, the super Io gets caught in the super riptide and almost pinned, but here comes Naomi with Randy's favorite finish to any match. Sneak roll up from behind, gets the pin on Rhea Ripley, retains the title, and Rhea Ripley afterwards, there's a lot of videos going on outlined. She just looks completely lost in the ring after that loss. Randy, what's next for Rhea after taking that L?
Move up the ladder again and go for it absolutely again. Her and Io probably will go off. Just like Brad said too, I just wanted to say one last thing about Io. Io being small, like a Roxanne Perez. They even mentioned about Alexa Bliss. When you're small, you make yourself big. And Io, Roxanne, and even Liv Morgan have been able to put big shoes on to make them look like they can wrestle the giants, I guess you can say. And that's
Platform
one reason
shoes?
why. Sorry, platform shoes, yeah.
Platform baby
Oh,
blue
we'll get to her now, won't we? Later, we'll get to her, but they don't need them because their confidence and their demeanor and the way they work makes them the big women that they are. But yeah, good. This was a good match. I'd probably give this match 3.75 bananas. 2.75 bananas out of 5. Great start of the night.
Definitely a hot start, and we are going to continue in that fashion. And the crowd is honestly, people thought that the crowd was quiet. Maybe it's that we started off with two bangers, aka banger after banger. I don't know if there was a banger after that, but there was at least two bangers that we had, folks, to start us up and to be here for the 25th anniversary of the first ever TLC ladder match, the tables, ladders, and chairs match. Sorry, we have the Dudleys and the Hardy Boys. Who knows where the other people are? I don't remember who they were in the match, but they are not there. So we almost had everybody there. But we definitely have everybody there for this match. You know, we got a lot of people, folks. We got a lot of teams. We got as many as you can possibly handle. SmackDown tag team titles. The Wyatt Six versus DIY versus Andrade and Rey Fenix. Such a shame that he doesn't have a more natural tag team partner. Motor City Machine Guns, Street Profits, and Fraxium. And yeah, we got a lot of people in this match, folks. As soon as they announced this match, I was like, how are they going to do this without it being complete carnage and mayhem going on at all points in time? And you know what? Kudos to them because it was carnage and mayhem happening at all times outside of the ring. All tag teams were involved at some point doing something with each other. If they weren't in the spotlight, they were working the sides, setting up tables with holes on them on the top of them, for safety reasons. And all different things. Lots of Slim Jims snapping tables all over the place here. But this is a match that is going to drain the audience with the amount of pops that we get out of it, the amount of high spots that we get out of it, etc. Brad,
I'd like to make a
thoughts?
proposal that we stop referring to them we should start referring to them as meat stick slapping tables until they fork out the money for us to mention the product's name on air.
This
Randy,
is true.
do I get a second?
I guess second.
Good. All right. So if you'd like us to start mentioning yours, if you got all that money to put it on every table in this match, you should have that. You said there was 12 wrestlers in this match for like in teams. That's not counting everybody's best friends, everybody's wives, everybody's girlfriends, their accoutrement. Because we had run-in after run-in after run-in. And the other thing is we had 4 legends sitting in there because we got a shout out to TNA because the Dudley Boys and the Hardy Boys are going to have a match in a couple of months. renewing their rivalry they started 25 years ago. And heck, if you would have told Devon and Bubba they could have come in and put somebody through a table, as long as they don't have to bump themselves, I think they would have been in.
Oh, geez. Talking about bumps. There's a point of the match where there's just tables set up in every single corner, and just one spot after the other gets more ridiculous and more ridiculous, including the culmination of Axiom hitting a Spanish fly on Dawkins and almost looking like he was going to kill the man laying on the table out on the outside of the ring. Thank God he rolled out of the way because that would have been instant pure death. But that Spanish fly was dirty. Candice LeRae gets involved at one point. Randy would like to point out that maybe she needs to think about her wardrobe going forward when she is on Netflix. But the bump that she takes through when she is pushed off that ladder is just nuts, man. She goes through another ladder on the outside and she is just tumbled. Randy.
Axiom gets a chair thrown at him, and it's the only time I ever seen one chair shot hit a person 5 times in a row. It was the funniest thing. Sorry, that's all I wanted to wave my hand for. That's all. Go ahead.
And let's give shout out to Tommaso Ciampa, who not only dodged that Spanish fly, that spot where he is holding on to the titles, and then he
Oh,
flips
geez.
himself
Yeah.
upside down. Like I'm somewhere, I wanted to see Jeff Hardy's face somewhere in there, because even Jeff Hardy sitting there in the crowd going, "Dude, this is a terrible idea. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a bad idea."
He pulls a Spider-Man, and I thought for 1 second, honestly, for 1 second, I thought they were going to lower it, and then him and Johnny Gargano were going to have a moment. I did think that they were going to have that moment,
I
but
honestly
yeah,
think he got tired and just stuck his he got tired because he was hanging up there for a bit, and then he goes, "There's no way I'm going to hold on. I'm going to put my feet through the ring," and that's why I went upside down, which was brilliant if that's the case. But I honestly thought he got tired because he was shaking a little.
It was crazy either way. Obviously, we were flirting with the idea that Nathan Frazier was going to run up there and spear. We never got that spot. Andrade returned to his sunset flip power bomb spot thing that he was doing on the said ladders. Coming towards the end of the match, it just here comes Uncle Howdy. Like we didn't already have enough people in the match, but here comes Uncle Howdy as well. I almost think it's funny that there's like five. What is there? Five? Why at six? There's five of them total,
Yeah.
and somehow they're all the tag team champion. But this is what they do, and this is what they do best, apparently. Running the tag team division and also Universal Studios Orlando for Fright Nights or Terror Nights or whatever is coming up. But yeah, I have to say, and I thought the match itself was great. Total spectacle the entire time that you were watching it. But the ending seemed just a little anticlimactic. It seemed like after we had all of those people involved, Eric Rowan came in and just wrecked house. So Brad,
And kind of ruined the match. Meanwhile, the whole time Candice LeRae is lying there. Now, I just did a quick scan of the internet, and several sources are saying that, including Sportskeeda and the other one that's coming up here is everyone's favorite, which is Bleacher Report. She seems to be okay. So that's the good news. Early reports are that she didn't break anything. So yeah, because that was the women getting involved in this match was a bonus. Gave me a little bit of the TLCs of the past where everybody had a third, and we got people like Lita and Spike Dudley coming in and getting bumps off the mat off of it. But yeah, and then Uncle Howdy, who just came in, he just came in to take a walloping. That's all he came in for.
Mandible Claw. That's about it. He's just there in his mask with his gray hair and apparently being menacing for that reason, but that's about it. Um, yeah, I think that it got to a point where Pritchard is at the back and he's looking at Triple H. After we've watched Unreal, we know what's going on here. They're in the grill position and they're like, "We're running out of men, Trips." And Triple H is like, "Send in the women." And here comes B-Fab because she's aligned with the Street Profits because obvious reasons. Their love of hip hop. Their love of hip hop, folks. Calm down, calm down. But anyways, that was that match. The match was fun. I think it was fun. I think it delivered as far as everything you want from a TLC match. But there was just a lot going on and just so many components. So Randy, what was your rating on that match?
The match was great until the rest of the Wyatts got involved, unfortunately. Spot after spot, great. It was great. It was great. And then again, like you said, the Wyatts get involved, unfortunately. Adding 40 people to this match definitely was not the way to go, but let me just do some calculation. That's it. 3.75 bananas. 3.75 bananas. It would have been a 4.25 if it wasn't for the Wyatts, unfortunately.
All right. Well, we're still passing, folks. We are still passing, and that's a good thing here. But who knows what happens after we discuss the next match, because it is the Women's Intercontinental title match. It is Becky, the Man Lynch, with some new theme music, may I add, some Def Rebel treatment, versus Lyra Valkyria with no wings. They continue to listen to us, Randy, and make her look a little bit less ridiculous as she comes out into the ring. But, okay. These ladies, first of all, I didn't even know this as I was watching the match. I thought they went for a long time, but they went for substantially longer than even like, I don't get it. They went longer than the TLC match. They went longer than the first match. They went for a long time. Lyra and Becky, I guess it's because it was a street fight. With that being said, there is a lot of times in this match where I think of what they're doing, and I like what Becky Lynch is doing, especially because there's a lot of very unique attacks here, including but not limited to when she takes the chair, folds it, and wedges it in between the announce table, jumps off, and then just kind of kicks the chairs to make sure that it launches Lyra in the face. But Lyra Valkyria is getting the absolute tar and feathers just beaten out of her the entire match. And anytime that she throws any offense herself, she's losing a feather at the ringside. Feathers everywhere, as Randy called it. Randy, tell me why this is your match of the night.
This is not just a match of the night. This is probably one of the matches of the year. I've never seen. We've been all over Becky Lynch and Lyra on Draw Straws Draw. And just about the character of Lyra. But Lyra, she either pissed somebody off in the back, said something personal to Becky. I have no clue, because guess what? It's 11:07 here in the great province of Ontario. So swearing is on, guys. She got the living shit kicked the fuck out of her. And I loved every minute of it. I literally had to mute the match and put on Benny Hill. And I laughed and I laughed for over 20 minutes of this match, because it was just a butt kicking. Like literally 20 minutes of Becky Lynch.
You had 25 minutes of this match, man. It was 25 minutes long. It was 25 minutes of just getting the feathers just ripped off of her, plucked to death. The poor girl
Everything was plucked. Everything was plucked. Not just a feather. She was beat with chairs, kendo sticks, everything, anything available. I thought she was gonna die 5 times.
Yes, but there was one spot again that was like classic Lyra Valkyria, where you have to actually, there was 2 moments that were pretty funny. One is when she hit Becky into the cameraman and instantly apologized. Don't want another Moxley situation going on. But like she like got back into character of being in a street fight right away after said apology. So that was really funny. And then 2, there was a point during the whole Bailey kerfluffle when Bailey runs in later in the match, when Becky is setting up a table, she's kind of splayed out over it, and the camera doesn't focus on Lyra. You just see her just come out of nowhere and sit on Becky's head through a table. And then afterwards, they're like, Becky is out of it. It's like, yeah, she just got her head sat on by Lyra Valkyria. But anyways, Lyra, you know what? Lyra's the best when she's actually wrestling and she's not talking, when she's not doing ridiculous promos, and they're not trying to make her into some ridiculous character that's dancing in the ring in 3-foot platform, baby blue, powder blue sneakers, then that's okay. But now, with Bailey involved here, hitting Lyra by accident, allowing Becky Lynch to get the win. Obviously, the next thing that we're going into is Bailey versus Lyra. Me and Randy We watch Raw all the time. Brad, I know you do too, but you don't always review it. So with Lyra Valkyria, they're really trying to push her into the upper echelon of opponents to try to get her over. What's it going to take to get this girl over? Because she's definitely not there yet.
Maybe a manager. Like she maybe she's the one that should be joining Paul Heyman's faction and become one of the Seth Riders because she needs to be in the group with the guys because she needs somebody to talk for. That is, you said it when you talked about her not talking and less feathers, like including in the wardrobe. It's hard to take her serious when she's getting her butt kicked, as Randy described, and it's just like like you're having a pillow fight and the feathers are coming out of the pillow.
Well,
Amazing.
also, dude,
Amazing.
when she's wrestling and she has her hands, together and the hand slips out, that's fine. I get that. But then afterwards, when she's running around the ringside, and I swear to God, man, there was one point where like her thong slips out the side, and there was like a feathery part to it. And I was like, why does there need to be feathers literally everywhere? Feathers coming out of the drawers all over the place, man. Just tarred and feathered is the name of this match. Randy, what's your rating for it, brother?
Won the second best match of the weekend. Second best match of the weekend. One of the best matches, women's matches I've seen this year. And there's been a lot of good women's matches this year. So, but this was the second best match for me. I give this, why are you waiting for this? I give this match a 4.5 banana. A 4.5 dancing Benny Hill bananas out of 5 because I enjoyed it that much.
As soon as he said it, it's the only thing I could see as I was watching it. So this is where we are, and this is how we got there.
Ain't
Anyways,
life
all right.
great?
No, it's something. It's definitely something. That's all right. Well, next we are going towards the U.S. title match. It's inside of a steel cage, folks. They are locked up with nowhere to go unless they reach a door, which is open. Okay. Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu. We are going into the rubber match between these two gentlemen. Jacob Fatu does not like the whole Solo Sikoa saying all gas, no brains thing. I wouldn't like that either. I wouldn't like that either because we are all about all gas, no brakes here on the network as we go forward here with this review of the match. Anyways, Fatu, obviously a future star of the WWE. They don't even need to say it at this point. It is very, very obvious. Solo and him have a certain dynamic in the ring. I don't know if it's something that like we really need to see too much more of unless we are moving towards some type of OG Bloodline versus MFT situation going on, which is where I thought we were going tonight, but it wasn't where we went tonight. Unfortunately, a lot of people on the internet with this one too are thinking that the end itself might have even just been a mistake. I don't think that it was a mistake. I think that the word itself is anticlimactic. Uh, Brad, here we are in 2025, and we are still talking about insert random oos as a formula for our matches.
The bigger problem with this match was the fact that Jey Uso came down to make a save on for his cousin, and doesn't he wasn't there other members of this bloodline that were just hanging around this weekend?
Yeah, that was kind of crazy for me, and the crowd is even begging
Yeeting.
for it. They're yeeting for it. They're just hoping that it's going to happen. That we have Jimmy, that we have Jay, and then there's one more. There's only one true chief left to come out at that point. You would think, but we are working our way towards that and trying to save it as much as we possibly can. End of the match. He's Tala Tonga. After he locked up Jacob Fatu by a cuff there to the top of the cage that Jacob broke himself out. Solo is just working his way to the door to get out. The door is slammed on Jacob Fatu, and Solo Sikoa just falls out of the ring. A very old school finish to a cage match. A lot of time people don't really expect that to happen, especially because it is always positioned that there is no way out of the cage. But Randy, over the cage or open the door. You know, obviously over the cage is the more face way to win. Why is the open the door such a heelish way to win?
We're going to the next match. I give it a .75 banana. A .75 banana out of 5. This match was absolutely garbage.
Brad, what did you think? Tell me.
I'm not gonna argue with Randy because the logic, and then I feel really bad for Tongaloa and for JC Mateo, who are the putty patrol of this team. And I would say not even the good putties, like the putties that had the big Z, so you punch them right in the Z and they'd explode. Those putties. And they just got destroyed. They are the putty patrol. And also, I think there's somebody you owe an apology to right now, Eric. There is one more Oos that you're forgetting about. We had Tongaloa, we have Talatonga. What about Tamatonga?
Oh, geez.
What about him?
What about him?
Hey, you almost raised his Brad. Your explanation of this match actually raised it to 1 banana, but then you brought him his name out and you put it back down to a .75 banana out of 5. You had mentioned that.
Geez.
I thought you were going to say
geez.
so. That was good though, Brad. Very good.
All right. Anyways, yeah, Fatu afterwards just destroys Tongaloa and JC Mateo, but also in a very I don't know, slow, meticulous fashion until he does the moonsault off the top of the cage. Big shout out to Fatu for doing that moonsault off the top of the cage and just jumping up right away. I don't think we've ever seen that. People are usually selling that a little bit. The fall and jumps up right away and does his
breaking their
ridiculous
leg.
dance. Yeah, or an ankle, toe,
Yeah,
baby
that's a
toe at least,
that's
right?
it. Yeah, baby toe at least.
All right, okay. Talking about baby toes.
Oh yeah.
Dominic Mysterio is up next against AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title match. The entrance here is definitely our biggest takeaway from the match. Dominic Mysterio coming in gear reminiscent of what Ray wore in the Custody of Dominic Mysterio match. And then AJ Styles coming out as Styles Heat in a lowrider and a very cheap t-shirt that it looks like they pieced together right before he came out with a sticker on top of Latino Heat that said Styles Heat instead. A little silly for AJ Styles. Randy, is AJ Styles the absolute last person in the world that you would expect to do an cosplay of Eddie Guerrero?
Cosplay, no. Eddie Guerrero, yes. Soccer mom, right, or whatever you want. But in turn, it was good. Don't get me wrong, and they explained it right for the people that did not know, right? what
Yeah,
was
they
going
did.
on. So I did enjoy that. Like you said, Dominic Mysterio coming out dressed in the skeleton like his dad did, and then it was good. But yeah, I did not expect AJ Styles, but he did say he was going to be the Poppy, right?
I want to say AJ Styles being probably the guy who has the most boring gear in the world to be able to do variations and do stuff like this. I think that this was completely out of somebody else's bag. Like this is not AJ Styles being like, I'm gonna wear Eddie's gear tonight. He's usually just a little bit more boring, has his colors, and goes with it. It's it. Variations of his gear with different colors. Anyways, AJ in this match, a lot of people really want him to win because he said before that this is probably going to be his last SummerSlam that he ever does. He doesn't have too much more left in the tank to do so. But Dominic Mysterio, for somebody who has really been ducking and dodging AJ Styles for these last 3-4 weeks, looks really good in this match too, as he always does. He's freaking Dominic Mysterio, man. He's a future legend, and maybe the greatest Mysterio of all time by the time it's done. But we'll see about that. We will see about that. But the one thing that we are also going to see, folks, we are going to see Dominic Mysterio pulling a trick out of the bag of his Uncle Eddie, grabbing the chair, hitting the ground with it. AJ Styles catches it, hilariously drapes it over his head. The ref doesn't know what to do. Doesn't know what to do here, folks. So a nice little take here and a nice little shout out. More Eddie shout outs as we are 20 years away from that match, the custody of Dominic Mysterio. It's actually pretty crazy to think about that
To the
Dominic
day.
Mysterio was there 20 years ago as a kid in some ridiculous custody of Dominic Mysterio match. and now he's back as the Intercontinental Champion. There's a lot of wrestlers with kids, especially famous wrestlers with kids, who have their kids involved in spots, and then you never see them again. You never ever see them again. Dominic is a champion. That's pretty crazy. But he's also a
Wait,
heel, folks. Go
wait,
ahead, Brad.
hold on. There, we may get another kid involved. AJ Styles was Dad of the Year because not only did he drive out in that lowrider in the awesome Eddie Guerrero gear, he came out with his kid in shotgun. So maybe this is just booking for 5 years down the line, and AJ Jr. is going to get the win back for Dad.
Oh, I don't know if I was AJ's kid. Let me finish this one. Did you notice AJ's kid AJ left him hanging? He was cheering on his dad, and AJ just left the car. He left him there. I don't know what's with you guys and liking these bad parents. He just left him in the car with the windows rolled up even.
It's a convertible.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, listen, dude, AJ Styles, his poor kid probably has never even been on stage for like a talent show. He was so nervous sitting in that car, just shaking, anxiety ridden, just being like, all right, and people don't know if this is my dad or my mom from the back because of the ridiculousness of AJ Styles' hair. But there he is. Anyways, match itself is good for what it is. For what it is, folks. That's ultimately where we're at here, and we're enjoying it. We're enjoying ourselves. But AJ Styles gets a calf crusher on, but Dominic has already loosened up his boot earlier in the match, slips out, and he boots AJ Styles right in the head, setting up a frog splash, gets the win here. Dominic and AJ Styles in the Intercontinental title match, they get just over 10 minutes. Lyra and Becky got 25. Woo!
The match
Timing is
was
weird here,
told,
folks.
though. Didn't we see this match before somewhere else? Almost the exact same layout too. Nostalgia pops and rules. I enjoyed this tremendously. I liked it, and AJ Styles was great for doing this. I liked it. Hey, one big notice, eh? No Judgment Day around, and Dominic Mysterio wins. Can you say clean? Not really, but he won on his own.
He won with a classic Eddie Guerrero move that the announcers called out afterwards on the replay because he went into the corner and unzipped his boot and set up the classic Eddie slipping out of his boot move against Kurt Angle. Somewhere Kurt Angle popped huge for that move. He was like, awesome. Good on you, kid.
Kurt Angle getting multiple references this weekend, actually. He got Braun Breaker with the straps. He got Eddie Guerrero and him here with the boot from Dominic. Like, Kurt Angle is definitely smiling watching somewhere. And you never know. They might be teasing bringing in Kurt Angle for one match with John Cena here before the end of it all. We never know. You never know, jokes. I mean, anything could happen. Right? I think after tonight, that's probably the tagline of this. Anything
Well, just like Meltzer will not give Kurt Angle a 5-star match, neither am I going to give this one a 5-star match. But I did enjoy it tremendously. I would give it 3.7, 3.5, 3.5 banana out of 5. Just because we saw the match before. But again, Dominic Mysterio's a star.
There you go. Also talking about stars, here is our beloved Stephanie McMahon announcing the attendance for just over 60,000. Steph can't do any wrong, guys. Everybody else is in the shit list. Stephanie McMahon, we're always gonna love. Did she know about some of the stuff going on? Let's choose to think no. Let's choose that.
Looks great for a lady of a particular age and had 3 kids, and yeah, she is aging like fine wine. And let's also give her.
Aren't you guys all macho?
Let's also give her a big shout out for not fudging the numbers too much, because according to WrestleTix, the numbers are pretty accurate for what they said. WrestleTix is saying they're about 55,000. So it's and if you put the suites in there, that's probably about right for 60,000.
Did you guys see? Did you guys see the videos online of the people in the absolute like nosebleeds?
Yes.
You might as well just fly in a plane at that point. You're closer to it than you would be there at the event. But man, when you're there and you're that high, it goes to prove that yes, they're not fibbing on the numbers. The numbers were definitely there, making this the most successful 2-night SummerSlam of all time. The only one. But hey, That's the history. Anyways, talking about some history, these two men have some history. John Cena and Cody Rhodes. The talk of the town is what the heck is going on with John Cena? Is that really him turning face? Did it happen that easily? Did we even question it? Like when it happened on SmackDown, were we in a fever dream? I was confused. I'm not gonna lie. Brad,
I pulled
completely
back.
anticlimactic
I pulled
potential.
back the curtain, dude. That's what happened. I pulled back the curtain, and John Cena was in the shower, and he just looked at me awkwardly and said, "This has been a dream. You were having a bad dream for the last 6 months." Even though I felt like I was part of wrestling history with you, fine gentlemen, as we were there for the arguably the biggest turn in wrestling history. That
Hmm.
and it was whitewashed away on a Friday night with a real American beer.
Yeah, definitely a real
Screaming
American
applause.
beer and a a New York Jets style John Cena hat and shirt combo. I also want to shout out WWE for making it like 100% apparent and clear that they don't like New Jersey as much as they like New York. At numerous times, they're like, "Here's New York across the water from us at the Hudson Bay, and we're here somewhere in the swamplands of New Jersey." The goddamn pit that is New Jersey. We were forced to come here to squalor. But yeah, the whole time they're just going on and on about how New York over New Jersey, and they're doing it in subtle ways. Subtle ways. Subtle digs. But anyways, lots been going on leading into this match. So let's get to the main event here, folks. It is a street fight. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Everybody's saying Cody is going to turn heel. Randy, what did you see in his entrance that made you think instantly Cody's turning heel?
Well, you're talking about the DMs you're sending back and forth, and I was wrong. The helmet was already cracked before. I looked up the old ones. I was wrong. You guys didn't even point me out on it. So what do you say? It was a different color. It wasn't silver. It was more gold, bronzish. That's about it, or vice versa. I have no clue. I was
I
wrong.
love the shout out to Dusty in the opening with the polka dots and and
Hmm.
Dusty's words. That made me pop really hard when I saw that. And after not seeing it for a couple months, I really was happy to see John Cena in his real entrance, even though I don't like that he's a face again.
Yeah, it's a little silly how it happened, but that's the way it happened. And here we are. I was super excited and happy, and everyone was like, wow, John Cena, happy. Everybody was booing Cody Rhodes during this match, which I think that, you know, we talk about this moment a lot, Randy, especially recently with WrestleMania 18. Were the fans trying to WrestleMania 18 this match?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I think people were going in on the rumors, right? Of
Hmm.
the Cody heel, Cody turning heel, and John Cena. I don't know. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, anybody in the States or any of the states, any city in the States, you guys are never will be Toronto. You guys will never be the UK, right? Um, I'm allowing you to share. But in turn, it's I don't know. Why you think so?
I
No, I honestly think that they already had all of the tools that they need to think that this is going to happen, where WrestleMania 18, it happened just naturally at that event, during that
That
main
was
event.
yeah, that
it,
was
it
natural.
it happened outside. Like if you guys were remember was we're all waiting in line even though we don't know each other at this point. We're waiting outside the Skydome, waiting for us to get in. And the Hogan chants, people are chanting Rocky, Rocky, and the Hogan chants kick up. I remember turning to my buddy Norm. Shout out to Norm, who might be listening to this actually,
I know.
regular listener. Norm, happy birthday, by the way. His birthday was last week. So Norm and
Hey,
I are standing there waiting to get in our 20 something selves. And he's like, Hogan, like, is Hogan going to be over tonight? I look at him like, dude, Hogan is always going to be over, and that's just the way it is. Like even now, I think Nick Hogan got one of the biggest pops of the night, and he was just in the crowd.
yeah, he did. He definitely did. He as far as celebrity pops go, he definitely got one of the bigger ones of the evening. Tyrese Halliburton got a big one too from New Jersey, which is pretty crazy, saying he just destroyed the New York Knicks right
Don't forget
across the
drumstick.
way.
Drumstick.
And, oh yeah, and drumstick.
Drumstick. Yeah.
Sorry, and
Wheatley's
Tiger Lily,
vodka.
Tiger Lily Gold. Yeah, Tiger Lily Gold. They were there too, right? I don't. Yeah. Okay. Country
Papa John's.
stars.
Papa John's.
Johns and Nikki Bella's breast. Sorry. Let's just.
And Wing Street. Don't forget, we also
Oh, yeah,
had
Wing
wings.
Street. Yeah, that's
Oh yeah, Wing Street. Wing Street when Dominic Mysterio came on and it was like selected winner, tall skeleton or something. Is that like a sauce at Wing Street? I
No,
didn't
no,
know
that
what it
was that was the outfit that Dominic was wearing. So it's a
Yeah.
betting site, or not a betting
Yeah.
site. They had a what was Dominic gonna wear, like the
Oh,
cowhide
okay.
or whatever.
Yeah,
So it was
okay.
that was one.
Skeleton, tall skeleton, and also Dominic. Shout out to him going all full skeleton. When he had that boot off, his sock was a skeleton sock too. So the guy went full skeleton mode, which is great. Great character work. Anyways, let's get back to the main event and let's get back to this match because, boys, this is the best John Cena match that we have seen in years. This is a match where I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, this could be his retirement match. This almost should have been his retirement match with the amount of moves he was doing. He was pulling things out of his video game article of create a wrestler moves that you never use, right? Because you're going to keep on going snapmare, snapmare, snapmare. If snapmare works, you're never going to go to these crazy things like a John Cena code red. John
Yeah.
Cena code reds, flipping power bombs going on, ultimate famousers. Randy, where has John Cena been hiding this? Has he been swerving us more as a heel so we believe he can do less?
OVW John Cena had it. The prototype definitely did have it. I never ever said John Cena can't wrestle. What I said is John Cena prefers, or the people prefer, to see the five moves of doom. Right.
Yeah.
So you're right though. This match was the best match I've seen him do in years. Like years.
I think it's work rate and character work here, which is very important because a heel John Cena would never do a flipping power bomb. Brad, what are your thoughts?
Well, and just shout out to the Unreal series when you have John Cena making jokes about how him doing the "you can't see me" was hurting his hip, and then we're seeing him land on his hip the way he did tonight. And I'm sorry, the one that killed me as an older guy, like I'm in my mid-40s now. When he comes off the top rope doing a super AA, landing on his knees, I'm like, dear God, that land on your feet, man. Don't go on the knees.
And what I think though, he does know that he only has 6 months of this left, like in ring performing. And if this is his
now.
4, so
Yeah.
yeah, right. Sorry, 4 months left. But if he knows this is his last time against Cody, I'm presuming this is his last time against Cody for the little speech or little talk they had after.
The emotional talk,
Yes.
yeah. Cody is
So-
a super emotional performer.
But in turn, by saying that, like, he knew he was going to give it all to Cody because Cody is the next one. It's the next torch, right? So next guy holding the torch, I should say. But it was good. John Cena definitely gave it all. Gave his all. He made his Kmart jorts were worth every penny tonight. Every penny.
They didn't turn Cody Rhodes heel, which seems to be the thing that all wrestling fans always want the most. It's like
wanted
every
to.
time, well, for whatever reason, every single time that we get kind of tired of the character that Cody is, even though he's worth $1 million money, he's face of the company, everything, and he's just playing off, the American hero as much as he possibly can. People, when they get kind of tired of that, even for like a couple of weeks, they're like, turn heel, dye your hair black. We'll fix all problems. Why does that seem to be like the go-to for the internet wrestling community, Brad?
Because we get bored easily and we don't appreciate things that we have until they're gone. Let's be honest. We didn't appreciate people like Dolph Ziggler through most of his run, Zack Ryder, now Matt Cardona through most of his run. I mean, even having Carlito back in the comedic role that he played, I don't think we're only appreciating him on his way out the door. R-Truth is another great one. Nobody cared about R-Truth until they fired him. And now, where's the upcry that R-Truth is on the roster, other than Greg on Friday nights, who, shout out to Greg, is still pissed that Truth is not getting his due because we don't appreciate what we have. And I really am glad that they turned John Cena face for one thing, even though I don't like how they got there, because I'm happy to have the crowd appreciate John Cena for the next 4 months. He deserves, if anybody deserves a victory lap, it's John Cena.
Yeah, and they were talking the whole time about when are we going to turn him face? When is it going to happen? Because he has to retire as a face. I honestly, I didn't think that they had to. I didn't think that they had to. I thought the whole idea of him taking the belt home with him and changing wrestling forever, I thought that it was a brilliant idea. I thought that it was NWO worthy of an idea and kind of taking over and I'm going to ruin things. So when he stepped up on SmackDown and said, guys, I don't want to ruin wrestling. You know I don't want to do that. I was like, this has to be a swerve. So WWE, they did a really good job this weekend of swerving us with stuff that was like sort of planted, but also not giving us those specific plans that we wanted to lead into an ultimate surprise at the end of the show. That being said, Cody gets the win here over John Cena in like a 36-minute classic, which is John Cena's best match that we've seen in a really, really long time, and probably is going to be his best match that we see before he leaves. Honestly, I don't see him doing anything else that's going to be better than that, especially with what we have coming up here. They have a
Oh,
warm embrace in the ring at the end of it. And we see Cody show those emotions, obviously, to a hero that John Cena is. And John Cena, as well, just looks like a very happy father in the ring with Cody, may I add. Brad, talking
I
about Smith fathers.
yeah, he looked like a proud dad, and it was a great ending. And yeah, you could tell Cody this meant a lot to Cody. But I'm really interested, Randy. I'd love to hear your rating, and Eric, if you don't mind, I have something special surprise for you guys when we want to queue up the surprise of the evening.
Okay.
Sure, sure.
Randy, rating for the main event of the night.
Well, I just want to say, the story of the match was finishers, everybody kicking out of finishers. That's it. Dave Meltzer, the Young Bucks, and if Dave Meltzer watched this match, he definitely put this match over because there was like 49 finishers on each side. In turn, this again was John Cena's best match of the night. I'll give it, and it was my favorite John Cena match as well. 4.75, a 4.75 banana rating. Great main event, great happening, and yeah, Brad surprises.
Yeah,
Well,
Brad, lead us into this, brother. This is yours.
well, I think there's no better way to celebrate what happens at the end than to remind everybody that as we three Canadian gentlemen are sitting here listening to this, we are celebrating a Canadian icon tonight. So for those of you who couldn't see that and maybe only heard the Brock Lesnar theme song, that was Brock Lesnar appearing on a farm in Saskatchewan with a Canadian flag, a moose, and maple syrup, and Canadian pride. Because that's exactly how I imagined this happened. Was that his ringtone went off? He was out in the field somewhere hunting a moose, and they said, "Come on back, Brock." And Brock said, "Damn it, I'm in the middle of eating 5 pounds of moose, but I'll come." And he came, and he looked like he basically came right off the farm in his cowboy hat, ready to fight.
And looking lean and mean. There was rumors going around, and I honestly thought that it was just people just being trolls on the internet earlier. I saw Brock, Brock, Brock being written over and over again. And with all the discussion of who's a face, who's a heel, what's kayfabe, what's not, is he injured, is he not? The biggest surprise of the evening by far is hell completely freezing over, and somebody who we have been told numerous times you will never see this man again on WWE programming, not by the people in charge, but by many, many other people. Here comes Brock Lesnar looking like a Canadian cowboy and just trim, but still can just destroy anybody. And this is going to be the next feud here for John Cena. So, Randy, Brock Lesnar is back in the WWE. What's going on?
You want my opinion or you want the truth?
I want
Opinion.
both.
Okay, opinion wise. I honestly think Triple H went to Nick Khan and said, listen, your rock buddy there, he's not cool. He's not coming back. I'm bringing back Brock Lesnar. Why not? His name's been leaked a little for the last little bit. But why? That is my question. His name's being attached to a certain thing, which I guess it doesn't matter anymore on anything. People are changing, whatever it may be, or innocent until proven guilty. Was I happy to see Brock Lesnar? In the UFC, I wasn't a Brock Lesnar fan. Eric, I've never been a real Brock Lesnar fan.
I actually hated seeing him in the UFC because I knew he was usually just going to come in and knock out whoever I wanted to win. That's what I hated about seeing him in the UFC. So when he finally lost the match, I was shocked.
I was there I remember seeing him at when WrestleMania had the Fan Fest here. It was 18,
Mm-hmm.
and when the Fan Fest was going on, they had a ring inside, and they used to do like
Dark match.
Well, dark matches are just like exhibition, like fair matches, I guess you.
Yep, yeah, I remember those.
But I remember watching him versus Spike Dudley. And just with what's going on, I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. But whatever, people got excited. People went, swerve, curveball, throwing another curveball to me. Cody doesn't turn heel. John Cena
is a face. He's a face, yeah.
Now, the good news about this, John Cena took, how many was it? Like 19 crossroads tonight? So he's probably good for a good 4 to 5 F5s, right? So at least
how many suplexes, Randy? Do you think he can do over under 12?
Cena?
Yeah,
I don't know. They're gonna really talk about it, but it's gonna. I'll take the over on that for sure. Cena's giving it all on his last little punch card. He's sitting there. Wait, you guys ever remember the old ting, 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 ting,
Oh yeah,
on the TV shows? Never mind.
He's counting his bumps. It's his bump card. He's counting the bumps left on his bump card. And he's like, I got about 25 left. I might as well give them all. I'll give 22 to Brock.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I loved everything about the match. Didn't like it up till that.
I want to say one thing though too right now.
Please say.
This is a different Brock Lesnar. This is definitely a different Brock Lesnar. As far as everything that we've even seen about Brock in social media and his involvement with his kids and everything, it just seems now when we see his return, this has all been amped up significantly. It's almost like Brock disappeared for a while. And then out of nowhere, here he is at his kids' events. Here he is publicly making appearances places. Here is Brock even taking photos with fans in certain places. And when you look back at it, you're like, was he doing this just so he was relevant in our mind? Like, how long did they know they were going to do this? Brad, what do you think? Do you think this is a call that was made last week to Brock, or do you think that this has been a long time where, like, we need you back, but we just got to figure out how we can do it?
I think he's been rehabbing his image for a while, and like maybe with a publicist, but I think he waited until the 35% tariffs were in place so he could get 35% raise coming across the border, because he is coming down from Saskatchewan. And to be honest with you, maybe he misses some of this stuff. Like, I mean, he's been on the farm for a while. He's getting a little bit bored. His kids are growing up and leaving the house and, destroying records at collegiate sports. Maybe him and Sable are sitting there on the porch in the rocking chair going, honey, maybe I got to take you on a couple of trips. And maybe this whole thing is that Miss Sable wants to do some traveling, and she's like, well, if WWE will pay you to fly you into places, like, are you kidding me? Brock and Sable are going to be rolling around New York City. I mean, Brock's going to wear his nicest cowboy boots and hat throughout New York City, and they're just going to go hit the clubs.
How did this man kind of like transform from Viking to cowboy Canadian cowboy at that. It's just the craziest thing ever. And then also, I hear that Brock does not follow certain hunting rules in Saskatchewan. That makes a lot of the locals very angry at him. But hey, he's Brock Lesnar, so he has money,
He
and
he
he's just
also
Brock Lesnar, so
he
you
also
wouldn't question it.
contributes a significant amount of money to one particular party, which happens to be the governing party in Saskatchewan. So maybe he doesn't have to pay for hunting rules.
Fair enough, fair enough. But he's back, folks. And if you haven't tried his Brock Lesnar blend on a steak, I'll tell you, I've had it all summer long. And it's something. It tastes good. It tastes good. It is definitely my daily driver. But yes, that's probably the first and only time that you'll hear Eric B saying Brock Lesnar tastes good. But hey, guys, we made it. We made it all the way through SummerSlam, the review of the two nights. If there is one word that describes it for you, Brad, what is it?
Surprise.
Randy, what about your one word? Randy?
He's Googling.
I'm thinking still, to be honest with you. I don't.
I'm
One
surprised
word. Lyra Valkyria.
Feathers.
That's two words.
Valkyria.
How about banana?
Banana. Speaking of bananas, I give night 2 a 4.25 bananas, a 4.25 bananas on the rating. I liked it all the way up to the top. I'll be honest with you.
And the best match of the night, though, the best match of the weekend is definitely, who would have thought going into this weekend, John Cena and Cody Rhodes have the best match of the weekend.
Yeah, honestly, it was a much better main event that we saw last night, and that's not taking anything away. But Gunther just beat the absolute piss out of CM Punk that entire match. And then also being the street fight gave them a lot of room to work with in this match here with Cena, Cody. Cena taking that crazy bump, that suplex onto the guardrail and stuff like that. This is stuff that this guy just doesn't have to be doing. He's like trying to pull a Sting at this point here in his career.
Can I say one thing real quick because it made me laugh because you just reminded me of it?
Yeah.
Did you guys notice? So at one point during the Cena Cody match, they're underneath the stage.
Yeah.
And they're going up Cody's entrance thing. One thing WWE they did a good job planning this whole weekend, except for the one thing. They didn't think double the weight going up the elevator. He's sitting there and you see John Cena's eyes. Then the bottom of his nose. Like, you know what I mean? It took so long from John Cena holding
He loaded worse than a sunny picture on AOL when it first came out. Honestly, it was just bam, 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 bam.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
You missed the obvious layup, which was loaded worse than a Sable picture on AOL.
Honestly, dude, that was actually a great photo. That was a great photo, but the video itself was really funny. And Cena smirking for the total of 30 seconds that it took for it to raise up. And then Cena also like desperate to take a step before it was at the top, but he just knew if he took that step and that elevator goes back down, we're gonna have some problems here.
That would have been great if it went back down and then went back up again, just sitting there.
You know what? Why did they just make it Rey Mysterio's elevator?
That's what I was thinking the
for
whole
that
time.
moment?
Can you imagine? He's on the shoulders and they shoot them both up and they just both go flying. It'd been fantastic.
Cena, again, talking about things that this guy doesn't have to be doing this late in his career. He also doesn't have to be walking Cody Rhodes fireman style on his shoulders all the way down the ramp to the ring. Just absolute ridiculous stuff. But yeah, John Cena gave us an incredible work rate tonight. And yeah, he got the thank you chant from the crowd and everything. And yes, I will also say I've never really been a huge John Cena mark, but tonight this match made me say, yeah, this guy's always got it. So
right.
With that being said, folks, that is the review for the evening. Brad, thank you so much for joining us. Where can they follow you a little bit more and hear more of Brad the Dad and his shenanigans?
SmackDaddies.ca on our socials. We are at the SmackDaddies CA on most of our socials. And yeah, I might have to make the Randy one because Randy just talked about it. There definitely needs to be the AOL sound and John Cena just slowly rising up because that's now it, Randy. You made it so that's what I'm going to hear from ever in my head.
Perfect. And Randy, if they wanted to go and listen to more about you or you and I or any of things we got going on, where should they go to do so?
Thanks for asking, Eric. You can follow us on the Instagrams. We're on the grams at the Hub Sports Entertainment. That's the Hub Sports Entertainment. And on the YouTubes at Draw Straws Raw. Yeah, we're at like 4,000 subscribers there. Big stuff. And don't forget to look us all up. The Smack Daddies are there with us as well. Draw Straws Raw on the Hub Sports Entertainment. Go to their website. Our website's coming soon. We have some news coming up as well. So just like, subscribe, comment. Reese, thinking of you, bowling 2 weeks. Yeah, Eric, what about you?
Well, they can always follow me on Wrestling with Eric on Instagram. That's without a W or a G until we drop that big news. So, folks, again, thank you so much for listening to us as we broke down SummerSlam weekend for you. Until the next time, please take care of yourselves and each other and continue to live your lives impactfully.
Brad?
If you want to start subscribing and if we restart a Patreon, you can get the uncut part of this podcast. That'll be the first thing we'll drop on that Patreon. It's $5.99 a month, folks.
Live. Probably not, though, Brad. Laugh. And love wrestling.
Deuces!
Yeeting right now.
Yeet?
They're yeeting, yeah. Does that bother you?
What's it called? 4 letters, 1 word. Stop.